Good day, everyone. It's Lady J here again with yet another analytical video. Um, it's been a while since I've made a video, but sometimes I take little hiatuses and then I'll come back home. But anyway, you already know what to do: like, subscribe, and share. Thank you. But you can leave a comment as well, but make sure you're nice. You already know what I say. Make sure you're nice. Okay, as you can see that I've named this particular video, Are You a Black Woman of Value? And before you start to wonder and think and pontificate and huh, do analysis yourself, let me help you with that. Of course, darling, of course. Yes, you are. And amen. I wanted to encourage the queens, all women in general, but mostly my queens. I wanted to encourage them because, like I mentioned before, the queens go through a lot on this planet. People are just so, cruel to us at times. We've had songs made about us and, not in such a glowing light. We've had people, podcasts and YouTube channels and whatever, and they just going in. And it's affecting the way a lot of women see themselves, but it also, a lot of women are waking up because of it as well. A lot of them are walking away from certain situations, realizing it's not going to get better. It's not for, it's not going to be for their health, their wealth, or anything else. So a lot of women are waking up, and yay to that. One of the main topics that I want to speak about, I should have spoke about this a while back when it took place, but it doesn't really matter because there's a point I want to make. A while back, everyone was going in on Tyler Perry because he had made a video about women, especially black women, taking any old type of piece of man just to have one, as what is it in the Bible? Because I'm sorry, I don't recall seeing it. If it is, let me know. Take any old piece of man just so you can have one. If it's in the Bible, let me know. But anyway, I wanted to comment on that because a lot of women were going in about the way he showed us in not such a glowing light, and the negativity that we, that it takes, and why should we have to settle when he's making videos or what have you. He's always showing the worst side, or want to portray us in this negative way. The thing I wanted to come at is my way of seeing his videos, his movies, because I don't really see a lot of them. I've seen a few of his videos or movies or what have you, but I see things from a kind of totally different perspective. That's why I call it Lady J View, how I see things. So first of all, I wanted to go in to talk about three different characters and my take on what I see, because I truly do believe, I really do believe he also, he's trying to make us look bad or whatever. But for me, I see it as him glorifying us, because if you notice a lot of his characters, they'll show they're going through struggles and bad times and getting hurt and beat up and pushed around and all these other type of negatives. But I also see things from another perspective, which is from positive. Let's talk about one of the characters, Madea. I'm gonna try to be fast with this, if possible. But let's talk about Madea. She's the main character that he speaks about. Madea is the matriarch of this particular family, and some of the qualities that he showed, even though he tried to show like she's some thug and some old grandma dressing all crazy and everything. No one dresses like that anymore. Come on, it's 2023. Grandmas don't dress like that anymore. Okay, I'm just we don't. But anyway, we don't. Listen, I wanted to speak about Madea. What I see, what a lot of times people will see is, she's dressed crazy, she's a thug and what have you. But what I see is her beautiful qualities, because he highlight our qualities in his videos. We don't necessarily pay attention to that. Madea is very loyal to her family. It does not matter whatever her family's going through. She's not beating them over the head or whatever. If they come to her and have a situation, she's going to do what she can, whether she have to put them up in her home, give them a couple of dollars or what have, give them a speech, she will take care of her family. And I love that. So it shows the black woman as being loyal to her family. It also shows she's wise because she always have some type of wise advice to give to every situation. When someone come to her, she's not, like I said, she's not beating them over the head. She's giving them some type of wise counsel from her years of being on the planet and what she's learned. So it shows a woman, a black woman, has a lot of wisdom. Everyone knows that, you know. A lot of times black women might not know that because we don't get told that a lot, but a lot of people know that we do have a lot of wisdom. um, and she loves to teach life lessons, um, because she's been through so much in her life. Sometimes you see her different videos, she's going through a lot of different things, but not to mention all of the other years that she's lived on the planet and all of the lessons she's learned. And these are the types of things that it shows. It shows that a black woman is very compassionate. She's very um, wise. She's very thoughtful, very empathetic. And these are the qualities that I see in Madea. So if we kind of get beyond the fact that he's showing her with these crazy looking clothes on and these wigs and all of this other type of stuff, we can get to the essence of what I see is that he's glorifying a black woman because he's showing the qualities that she possesses. Another character that I want to speak about was in the Kimberly Elise, when she played in Diary of a Mad Black Woman. And if you remember anything about that movie, she was married to this black man who was messing around with a white chick, and a Hispanic. No, I think she was Hispanic or whatever. But he was messing around with her and kicked her out the house. His wife, he kicked her out the house. He did all kind of stuff to her. Charles, he did all of these different things to her, and she was heartbroken. What have you? You know, the type of stuff that you go through when you were, and especially when the way he just all of a sudden did it. I mean, at least give me notice or something. Let me pack some clothes or something, or get you out of the way. But either way, yeah. So he did her wrong. Later on in the, she went on about her life, and some other guy was interested in her. He saw her. He saw what she was broken and whatever. But he was very patient because he loved her and he knew that he saw that she was a good woman, a high quality woman, just going through some stuff. So he stuck around, you know. Um, but the thing I like, there was a situation when he something happened, he was paralyzed, whatever, and the side chick or whatever that was the main chick, now she left. You know, I'm sorry, I ain't nobody I'm not gonna change your diapers or any of these other kind of whatever you got going on. That's you and your wife situation. So Kimberly decide, I don't know what her character was in the movie, her name was Kimberly Elise, the actress. She decided to come back and help him. Now what that shows me is her compassion. She had compassion for him, you know, especially after what he did. It's like, are you serious? I probably would have had a hard time with that one myself, but it showed her compassion because she went back and decided she was going to take care of him. She wasn't even trying to get back with him. He just needed somebody to take care of him because he was paralyzed. So it showed that. It also showed that she was a kind person because she, you know, when she was there, she had to bathe him and cook for him and all of these other type of things. She could have, and at one point she did kind of like scare him a little bit, but she was very kind in her technique with him. She wasn't, you know, beating him up and, you know, and all this other kind of stuff and cursing him out and going off and this type of thing. She wasn't taking revenge when she could have. She showed kindness and she showed mercy towards him. These shows, and like I said again, it shows black women qualities. This is what we do. You know, they stick with these dudes for a long period of time and everything, and the man is just running all over them, doing all kind of stuff, and they just continue to just try to be there and show faithfulness and show love and show compassion for, you know, the loser situation, and whatever. But also, the last quality I want to speak about with her was her faithfulness. Because even though I think they were still married when this happened. Yeah, they were still married. So she was still faithful to him even after all of he did to her. She moved on with her life and everything, but she was still faithful to him because she came back and took care of him. So that shows that she was loyal to not to her vows to him. Of course, in the end, she decided, you know, bye, Charles, I have to go. You know, he was in the church and he was smiling. He thought she was coming back to him or whatever. She just like, you see that over there? Yeah. That's the new me right there. Yeah, I like that. But in the meantime, like I said, the qualities that I had noticed about her was her compassion, her kindness, and her faithfulness. These are Black woman qualities. We put up with a whole lot because these type of qualities is our foundation. No matter what we're going through, whatever, we still have a foundation of goodness and spiritual qualities. Here's another thing. The last movie I wanted to analyze, I think it was called Good Deeds. Yeah, I think it was called Deeds with Thandie Newton. Her name is Thandie Newton. And I can't remember what was that movie about. Oh yeah, okay. So Thandi played a role of a woman who was married and her husband had got killed in one of the armed forces or whatever, and she was going through a hard time. She was struggling, and she had a child that she had to take care of, and she got kicked out of her place. It was like one thing. It was just like snowballed, and everything was going wrong or whatever. So you had Tyler Perry playing the role of a man this time, and he owned his company. He was rich, blah blah blah. So he eventually started talking to her, not as a relationship, but just he saw that she was going through some hard times and he was kind of there for her. One of my favorite things is he put her up in one of, he had like a home, and he put her up in the home with her kid and everything so they wouldn't be homeless and on the streets or what have you. And one of the things that I liked about her is she was, I have down here, she was steadfast in a crisis, because in a situation like that, most women would have took advantage of him. They would have, they saw his kindness and everything. They saw he had sympathy for them or whatever. They would have been trying to get money out of him. He owned his company or whatever. She didn't sell her soul. She still had her standards. That right there showed me that a Black woman is one of standards. Even though we may be going through some things, we're not selling out. You ain't getting any. You know what I'm saying? And we're not chasing you because of your money. Don't get me wrong. Some will. A lot of us won't. Women of standards don't. We wouldn't be doing stuff like that. But I like her because she was steadfast in a crisis, and she kept her values in the middle of this crisis. She didn't go sleep with him. Okay, I'm in his place now. In order to keep his attention, I'm gonna have to give him a little. She was not even doing that. She was showing her value, and she also showed how pure her heart was, because like I said, with all of that stuff, all of that she was going through, and Thandi is a really good she is a really good actress. She just suffer. When she's suffering, it's like she's suffering. And yeah, but she has in here, she shows how pure her heart was, like I said, because she wasn't trying to take advantage and whatever. And so he eventually left his girlfriend. I don't know if it was girlfriend or wife, whatever she was. He eventually left her because he wanted to talk to her, and he gave her the opportunity to I'm going on this plane trip if you want to go, so he gave her a ticket or whatever. She decided what she wanted to do later. But the bottom line of it is like I said, when you look at his movies, he shows the depth of a Black woman's soul. That's what I see. He may try to make it seem like, look at her, they struggling and don't nobody want them, and they this and they that. He may be trying to show that. That might be his intent. But what I see is just showing the true essence of who we are. We are dedicated. We are loyal. We are wise. We are loyal to our families. And a lot of women now are being loyal to themselves. And that's one of the things that I love. Why I want to mention this is because I want to take a whole nother twist on this. We have to stop I ain't gonna say we, but women really have to stop listening to what negative things that are coming out of men's mouth. Because it's not gonna stop. It's not gonna stop, because it is the God that they're serving, whether they are aware of it or not. They're not serving a God of love, because if they were, you would not be going through all of this to try to make women look bad. You wouldn't be going through all this to degrade women. So women have to stop getting their value and their standards or whatever from what a man is saying. Well, I must not be this. Well, you too masculine, and you too this, or you too. Well, you know what? Like I said, we were created by God first, so this is what He wanted us to look like. Okay, so if you have a problem with that, you need to take that up with Him if you see Him. you need to take that up with him, because this is his idea of beauty. And these qualities that I just mentioned, these are standards and qualities that we have. Not to say other women don't, but we have a strength that a lot of women do not have. So that testosterone that you guys don't seem to want to do anything with it, yeah, we do. We do things with it on a daily basis. We help raise our families. We do all kinds of things. You could talk about single mothers. You can talk about all of these things which you caused, but you can talk about that. But the thing of it is, she is a single mother because she's still there. She could put that baby, take it to the whatever. Just, I'm going to the market and leave it here, leave it someplace. But she doesn't. She take her time and she raise her child the best she can under the circumstances. And that shows our loyalty. It shows our love. It shows our dedication to our family and our responsibilities. We're not running. We're taking responsibility for whatever comes. But here's the point I want to make. In the women, you need to understand one thing. You have no idea of the mindset and the heart and what's in that heart of the men that you're listening to that's making these movies. Genesis was that 6:5 says, he was speaking of the heart of human beings at that time, and he was mentioning about God was mentioning about the intent of the heart of man was evil continuously. When you think about that, he's just saying everything that you intend to do was just evil continuously. That was in Genesis. There is no difference between then and now. You look at society now. I mean, look at murder, killing, all types of stuff. It's the same thing. So when you hear a man talking about you, you got to understand, you have to ask yourself, which spirit is this? Is this a godly spirit or is this a satanic spirit? Because there's only two forces. It's always been two forces, good and evil, God and Satan. It's only been two forces. So you have to understand, why am I even sitting up here listening to somebody who's portraying this darkness for the whole world to see? That's what you need to understand. Why am I even listening to this? John 3:19 says, man love darkness more than they like light, and their deeds are evil. So God, he's letting you know right there. When you see these videos, you have to understand that the person who's making them showing you that they love darkness more than they love light. Because if they like the light, then they would be telling, oh, our women are this and our women are that. They're not doing all of that. Or better yet, forget about talking about us altogether. Why don't you make a video about something you're building, something you're doing valuable in life? No, nothing going on. Okay, all right. So anyway, I want to also go to 2 Timothy 3. I love 2 Timothy 3. I mean, he go hard on that one right there. But 2 Timothy 3:13 speaks of he speaks of evil men and he speaks of imposters. He mentioned of these evil men and imposters. Imposters, somebody pretend like they, oh, I feel your pain. Feel like pretend as though they care about you or whatever, but they really don't. So he's speaking of the heart of these people. He said that evil men and imposters will grow worse and worse, deceiving and being deceived. You have to understand, for a man to sit back, or a woman, whomever, to sit back and just speak evil continuously, there have to be some level of deception going on that they're receiving themselves, and they're just now regurgitating, they're spitting it back out. But you have to be deceived if you're walking around just constantly thinking of negative things, or repeating whatever you heard other people say. So you have to understand, again, ladies, you have to ask yourself, when you look at those videos or whatever, or you're too fat, you're too skinny, you're too tall, you this, your mother, your baby, when you hear all of these negative things, you have to ask yourself, what spirit is that? Are they saying any godly thing, any cleanliness thing, anything that have to do with light, anything have to do with help, love, peace, compassion? None of that? No. Okay, so why are we listening? Why are you even caring? Even like I said, if Tyler Perry did make those videos and he's trying to show the worst of us, you have to see the best of us. You have to see what I see. You have to go beyond that and see how compassionate you really are. We're going that into a minute. Last scripture I want to give you was Colossians 2:8. Colossians 2:8 says, beware lest you be cheated through vain philosophy, or the traditions of men, or basic principles of this world. He's telling you right here, be careful. Don't just be listening to what people say. Vain philosophy is what people think on their own. The traditions of men is what we do. Well, we talk about women, we do this, we hate, we kill, we murder, we bitter, whatever. He's just telling us, you have to be responsible. When he say beware, beware mean be responsible as to what you allow to get inside of you, how you see yourself, how you function, because this is not going to stop. You have to understand, they don't even understand. This is a battle between good and evil. Satan don't like you because you have a lot of value. You have to go. You have to be destroyed. That's his mindset. He just happened to find somebody who's willing, some people who are willing to do that. And when you get that understanding, how you have to be valuable. Why no other women, no one, they're not coming after any other woman. The world is coming against you. So you have to understand that. But then again, like I said, right about now, it's a really good time to be alive, because whatever veil of protection there was that caused other men to stay away from us, that veil has been lifted, because people are coming after the queens left and right. Men are coming after the queens left and right. They're looking at you guys having no idea what you have or what to do with it. So we come in and we're going to take it because we know what to do with it. So this is a beautiful time for you ladies. You have to understand other men are showing you your value. You don't have to sit here and listen to this. And for a lot of women, you fall and prey to this. You're functioning in this negative energy. Well, I'm a H, I'm a B, I'm a D. No. You're not an H or a B or anything. I'm gonna tell you who you are. The Bible talks about in Galatians 5:22 to 23. Galatians 5:22 to 23. He speaks of the fruit of the Spirit. Let me show you who you are. The fruit of the Spirit, that you're your spirit man, who you are on the inside, is love, joy, peace, long suffering, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, self control. There is no law against those things. But he's showing you these are the fruit. This is what's inside of you. You can develop these qualities and they're there. They're there. There's like seeds, but you have to develop them. But this is what I'm saying, how God sees you. He sees you, and this is just a few of the beautiful qualities that we possess. And I'm gonna, like I said, other women as well. I'm not speaking to them, but I'm speaking right now. All women are like this, but I'm mostly speaking to us because we are the ones that's constantly attacked. And it's very easy for you not to see yourself as being loved or see yourself as having joy in the midst of all of this stuff that are taking place. Everyone talking about you and everything. You can still have joy because you understand that that's their battle to fight. Satan is coming against you. He's using them, but he's coming against you because you do possess all these beautiful qualities. Can you imagine giving these qualities to people on a daily basis? Some of you may be long suffering. Some of you may be full of peace. Some of you may be full of love, joy, kindness, just doing good deeds all the time, saying nice things and motivating and encouraging people. Some of you might be just full of goodness. What can I do? How can I help? What have you? Some of you have these beautiful faithfulness. You're faithful to your family, yourself. You're faithful to your job. You're faithful to your God. You're faithful to whatever, your clothes, your dress code. Whatever. You're faithful to life. You're just faithful. Some people are just gentle. They have just as gentle souls. Thank God for the gentle souls. They are so precious to me. And also self-control. That means you have control over yourself, or at least you're supposed to have control of yourself. One of the things that you do with that self-control is you ignore whatever everybody's saying about you. That's your responsibility. You have to find a way to get beyond that. And one way you do that is see your beauty. You see how God sees you. Now, Satan might be like, masculine, you're this. Satan might send people to you to tell you all of these things. But it's nothing wrong with having having some testosterone, because that's strength. In order to stand up against the things you have to stand up against, you have to be strong in order to do that. You have to be strong in your mind more so than anything, because you have to understand, you have to be strong in your understanding as well. When you understand that this is a battle, a spiritual battle, and he just found some people that's willing to come against you, don't think that God is not going to, don't think that they're not going, I was going to say karma, but that's not the word. Don't think that God is not going to pay them back for what they're doing, because you can't hurt people and just think that nothing's going to happen to you. Just like, it's like you can't love people and think that things are not going to happen to you, because if you loving people, love is going to come back to you. If you're hurting people, hurt is going to come back to you, which would explain a lot of, their situation or what have you. But anyway, I'm going to cut this short right now, but I just wanted to take this time and I wanted to encourage women. You're beautiful, you're strong, you're wise, you're valuable, and you are needed on this planet. So thank you for spending this time with me. Like I said, again, subscribe, and share the video. And you can leave a message as well. If you see some beautiful qualities about yourself, leave me a message. I like beautiful things. I love to hear people see themselves in such a positive light, and I love to see that. So sweeties, I have to go right now. I'll talk to you really soon. Bye bye, my sweet.